In this session, we will learn about what a thermodynamic process is. We will also study about the various types of thermodynamic processes. We will look into the variation of the thermodynamic properties in these processes, and also we will see how much is the work done as well as the change in internal energy. Thermodynamic process. We know that whenever one of the property of a system change, the system is said to undergo a change of state. And a state of a system is defined only when it is in equilibrium, at the equilibrium condition. Thus, a thermodynamic process can be said to be the transformation of a system from one equilibrium state to another. As shown in the figure, here the system changes from state 1 to state 2. Thus, the system undergoes a thermodynamic process from state 1 to state 2. Now, this change or the transformation of the states can occur via different paths as shown in the figure. Here, the change from state 2 to state 1, that is state 2 to state 1, can be along path B as well as path C. Hence, to describe a thermodynamic process completely, we must be able to specify the final state, the initial state and final state, as well as the path which the system follows to reach the final state from the initial state. That is, the thermodynamic process can be defined completely only when we are able to define the initial state and final state as well as the path followed by it, whether it is B or C, to reach the final state. We will now see the different types of thermodynamic processes, and the first one is the isochoric process. Now, the isochoric implies that it is a constant volume process. The figure A shows a schematic representation of this process. Here, the heat source adds some amount of heat energy Q to the system, which contains a particular gas within a container. Since the gas is constrained or confined to the walls of this container, the gas cannot increase its volume. Its volume is fixed or constant, even when we add heat energy via the heat source. We know that in a thermodynamic process, the external work done by the system is the integral of P into dV, pressure into change in volume. Since the volume of this gas or our system is constant or fixed, the change in volume is 0. As there is no change in volume, the external work done by the system will be 0. That is, the integral of P into dV will be 0. The entire heat energy supplied by the heat source will be stored inside the gas in the form of its internal energy. Thus, in this process, the entire heat energy supplied will be utilized to increase the internal energy and the external work done will be 0. The relation for a isochoric process or a constant volume process is that when it undergoes a change of state from 1 to 2 as shown in this PV diagram by a vertical line, where the initial state 1 has pressure P1 and volume V1, and the final state 2 has pressure P2 and volume V2, where the V1 and V2 are constant V and temperature T1 and T2. Thus, the relation for a isochoric process will be P1 by T1 equal to P2 by T2. So, the work done will be 0 and the change in internal energy will be m into Cv into T2 minus T1, where m is the mass of the gas, Cv is the specific heat at constant volume, T1 and T2 are the initial and final temperatures respectively. The second one is the isobaric process. It is a constant pressure process where the pressure remains constant within the system. The figure shows a schematic representation of this process. Here, the heat source supplies heat energy Q into the gas contained within this container or taken in this container. Now, the top member of this container or the closing lid is a moving piston arrangement. which means that this lid can move vertically up and down. As the heat source supplies heat energy to the gas, it increases the temperature of the gas. We know that gas consists of molecules which are moving randomly and hitting each other, and as well as the walls of the container. With the increase in the temperature, its kinetic energy increases and these movements become more random or with more velocity. So this increases the pressure of the gas. Now to keep the pressure of the system constant, as the particles hit the top lid or the piston, it will be moving upwards and will make the or keep the pressure of the system as constant. Thus, by keeping the pressure constant, the volume of the system increases, which means that there is a change in volume and hence there will be some external work done on this by the system on the mass m, which will be equal to the mg into the distance moved by this mass. So an isobaric process is represented by a vertical line on the PV diagram. A horizontal line on the PV diagram. Now since there is a change in volume, there will be some external work done by the gas. Thus the amount of heat energy provided by the heat source Q is utilized to increase the internal energy as well as to do the external work. The relation between the properties in an isobaric process is that V1 by T1 will be equal to V2 by T2, where V1 and T1 are the properties in the initial state and V2 and T2 are the properties at the final state. The work done is given by pressure into the change in volume V2 minus V1. The third one is the isothermal process, and which is the constant temperature process. In the schematic representation, we can see that the gas is given by a constant temperature bath, which means that the entire heat energy supplied will change the pressure as well as the volume of the gas. However, its temperature is kept constant. Or in simple terms, the heat is added at the constant temperature. It is represented by a curve in the PV diagram as shown in the second figure. Now we know that the internal energy of the gas will change if the temperature changes, and as the temperature remains constant, the internal energy won't be changing. Thus the change in internal energy in this process will be zero. So the entire heat supplied will be used to do the external work, that is to push this piston arrangement by a distance d. Now from the properties relation, if the state changes from 1 to 2, then the properties can be related as P1 V1 will be equal to P2 V2, which is same as the Boyle's law. The work done in this isothermal process is given by the expression P1 V1 into log V2 by V1, which will be equal to the amount of heat added in this process. The fourth process is the adiabatic process, and it involves no heat exchange. That is, the gas or the medium neither receives nor rejects heat to the surroundings or to the system. Thus, the heat exchange between the system and surroundings are zero. A schematic representation of this process is shown in the top figure, where we can see that the gas in the state 1 is at high temperature and pressure, and it expands to a state 2 where the temperature and pressure drops and the volume increases. Here, as there is no heat addition or heat rejection to the surroundings, the work done by the gas in pushing this piston to the bottom is at the expense of its internal energy. That is, the work done by the gas is by taking the internal energy. The bottom figure shows the PV diagram for the adiabatic process, where the state 1 P1 V1 T1 and the gas undergoes to state 2 at P2 V2 and T2, where P, V and T are the pressure, volume and temperature respectively. The work done in an adiabatic process is given by the expression P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by gamma minus 1, where gamma is the specific heat ratios of the particular gas. The fifth and final one is the polytropic process. This is actually a general case of the thermodynamic processes where all the properties changes, the pressure, volume and temperature, as well as there is the heat interaction and the work is being done on the system or by the system. So an equation of the form PV raised to n equal to constant will describe the curve of a polytropic process in the PV diagram. Here n is a constant and the different values will assign different processes which we studied earlier to the curve. To elaborate on that point, consider this curve or the graph shown in this figure. So it shows different curves with different n values, n greater than gamma, n equal to gamma, n equal to 1, n equal to 0, etc. The vertical line would be n equal to infinity. So consider the case of n equal to 1. Here this means that the curve will define PV equal to constant, which is the case of an isothermal process. And if n equal to gamma, then that will be the case of an adiabatic process. N equal to 0 would define the isobaric process where the pressure is kept constant, and n equal to infinity, a vertical line, would define the volume being constant, that is the isochoric process. So polytropic process is in general all the processes and the different values of n will form the different processes on the PV diagram. So the properties interactions of a polytropic process are P1 V1 raised to n equal to P2 V2 raised to n, and T1 V1 raised to n minus 1 will equal to T2 V2 raised to n minus 1. So these are the various processes of the thermodynamics, and different processes or the four different processes we discussed earlier prior to this polytropic processes are the particular case of this general process. Also in the polytropic process, the work done will be P1 V1 minus P2 V2 by n minus 1, where n is the constant. Also the heat added will be gamma minus 1 n by gamma minus 1 into the work done, where gamma is the ratio of the specific heats of the gas used. A summary of the different processes and the PVT relationship as well as the work done and the heat added or the heat added to the system is shown in this table, and this will be helpful to memorize the various relations between the processes as well as the properties in each process.